Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to week 8 here in courts. Before we get started on the new material this week, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about what y'all found most interesting in your post about the chapter 8 that chapter 7 that we were working on. Number one, everybody had their own ideas. This was one of the times that we really didn't have a lot of repeats, some similars, but not a lot. And they were a little bit more, longer type of ideas, although a little bit more wordy in what y'all thought was interesting. So let's start with one thought: the number of developments that had occurred throughout the years to the modern use of the Sixth Amendment was the most interesting. One looked at the public defender as always having had a bad rep, but said there's some good stats and what their job actually entails. I think they're getting a bad rep for that they don't deserve, is what it sounds like. Some thought there were many different ways to defend a defendant. One person found the Texas Regional Public Defender's Office to be the most interesting. One of them looked at the differences between the public defenders, the contract system, and the assigned counsel, and the various ways we appoint the indigents their counsel. Another looked at overall history of cases and how it impacts how well we are represented and the pros and cons of selecting the representation. It's a little bit more of that, the public defender versus contract system there. One said they were surprised to learn that 3/4 of the state prison inmates were represented by court-appointed lawyers. One was even kind of didn't know about the existence of indigents. Another one thought all court cases that involved having all the different court cases, the appellate cases that had to do with the right to counsel. One looked at how in the beginning only those that were charged with felonies would get their attorneys paid for by the government. Another found that how some public attorneys' clients will purposely not cooperate and give false information and false alibis to their attorney, even though the attorney was just trying to help them. And finally, one student thought about how the courts can control the defense attorney by putting some sanctions against them. So again, we kind of covered many different areas. So now let me get out of the way and we'll talk about what we've got going on this week. We've got kind of big stuff going on. We've got our exam coming up. We've got we'll be looking at chapter 8 on judges. Again, you've got to do the follow-up post to that chapter 7 discussion and the original post on the chapter 8 discussion. Also be sure to read the chapter 8, watch the video, and take the quiz, making at least 100 on it. Well, you got to make at least 70 to move on to the exam, but go for 100. And with that in mind, the other thing we've got this week, besides the original post to chapter 8, which is going to be the same type of discussion with the most interesting thing in your exam review, be sure you get that done before Wednesday, because you've got to take that exam on Wednesday night or by midnight on Wednesday night. Keeping in mind that the exam will not be visible unless you have participated in all the discussions and have taken and passed all the quizzes with a 70 or better. The exam is going to be just like the previous one. It's going to be 50 questions, multiple choice. There will be a bonus. You'll need to watch the other videos, the chapter videos, to find the question for the bonus question. And again, you'll have 50 minutes, plenty time to take it. However, you must be able to, you should complete the exam before you spend any time going back and looking up answers, or you may run out of time. And then after that, it's spring break. So once you complete the exam, take a week off, relax, enjoy yourself, and get ready to come back, where we will be looking at our research paper being due shortly after we return. In fact, the research paper is due on the 18th. So if you don't have anything better to do on spring break, maybe if you haven't been to court yet, you can do that during that week you have off. Well, that's all I've got for you this week. Good luck on the exam, and we will talk to you later.